Hi guys! Before we start, warning! Spoilers ahead! Today, I am gonna explain a 2018 Russian science fiction and action movie called A Rough Draft, which follows the story of a talented video game developer who finds himself erased from his closest people's memories and must embrace a new life as an interdimensional customs officer. A young man named Kirill Maximov gets caught by the police inside their car after a bar fight. Luckily, the police let him go. He goes home with a route calculated from his phone. Meanwhile, his ex-girlfriend, Anna, is talking to another man, Anton, in a car. She now joins a new corporation, causing her to not be able to go abroad for a while. She goes home to find herself surprised by Kirill and his best friend, Kotya, who records the event. Kirill offers her a luxurious gift, but he misremembered her birthday. She drives him off and tells him to move on with his life. Kirill and Kotya go to their company party to celebrate Kirill's new video game development. Girls flirt with him and bosses praise him, however, he still thinks about his failed surprise with Anna. He tells Kotya he needs to walk his dog back home, so Kotya drives him home. Surprisingly, his dog does not remember him. A young lady seems to occupy his home and owns his dog, replacing all his furniture and wall decorations. Kirill thinks someone has pulled an elaborate prank on him, so he goes to Kotya's place. They plan to go to the civil office tomorrow to take care of his property. The next day, he finds that his identity has been erased from all legal institutions, making him lose all his possessions. He goes to his office to find his co-workers no longer recognizing him, completely forgetting last night's party. His boss does not even want to pay him. He thinks Kotya has been pulling pranks on him, but he does not remember him as well. He goes to his parents for the same response. Out of desperation, he visits his old apartment again and asks for an explanation. The young woman, Renata, motions him to stab her. He is shocked, then tries to run away but is pinned down. Kirill is transported back to when he is detained in the police car. He gets a new route, arriving at an abandoned clock tower, and falls asleep. The next day, he finds the tower has been dramatically transformed. It has many doors, each leading to completely different dimensions. His new main dimension now is a steampunk version of Moscow. Renata, healthy and not injured, appears to tell him his new position, or functional, as a customs officer. She says she will be back and expect him to learn and do his job well. Kirill then calls Kotya and offers him to come to his place while balancing his new life as a customs officer. His friend is fascinated by Kirill's ability to produce anything he desires just by thinking about it. Then, Kirill receives Anna and Anton, who want to travel between realities. They want to travel to the steampunk dimension, Kim Jim. Kirill and Kotya follow suit, visiting a place called White Rose. There, they encounter a deadly Matryoshka droid. Kirill battles the droid while Kotya records it on his phone. Kirill turns out to be invincible and is skilled at martial arts, effectively disabling the droid. After that, they observe blood dripping from upstairs. Upstairs, they find Rosa, another functional being, wounded and bloodied. She lives in the White Rose and is responsible for the steampunk dimension. She runs the place, treats Kirill's wounds, and explains to him that he is invincible and near immortal. To Kirill's surprise, Anton comes to White Rose with Anna. The following day, Kirill unlocks a new door to the beach. He receives visits from the inspectors and Renata, who gives him a leash. The leash will hurt him if he stays away more than 15 kilometers from his tower. She tells him that everyone has their functions in this world, and tonight Rosa will throw a party for him to discover his function. Denying the 15 kilometers limit imposed on him, Kirill takes the subway to visit his parents even though they do not know him. He almost passes out along the trip and is helped by strangers. He brings his mother's favorite flowers and quickly charms his parents, earning him a place to stay at dinner. The next day, he meets Anton and Anna again, who now want to go to the beach. He questions Anton about his status and whether he has been having an affair. Anton does not confirm any of the claims. On another chance, Kirill musters up the courage to ask Anna on dates and they grow closer. He takes her to his functional welcoming party. The ladies, Renata and Rosa, quickly separate them and tell Anna that functionals cannot have kids. They plan to drive Anna away from Kirill because she is a distraction from his job. Meanwhile, Kirill meets Felix while playing billiard, who tells him that they are monitored by Arkan, a utopian dimension, and people known as the Curators. Kirill expresses that he wants to break free from his functional duties, but Felix warns him that would cause his identity to be erased. Even having this conversation with him is dangerous. The ladies drive Anna away from the party, then she heads home. Despite being chased, she begs Kirill to let her go, then she takes a taxi. Unbeknownst to her, Renata and Rosa have planned for her abduction. Meanwhile, Inspector Irina visits Kirill and explains that the last known portal to Arkan was in the Soviet Union. People in Arkan seem to control everything. They make this Earth a rough draft so that their world can be a perfect, final draft of the world. Irina wants Kirill to work hard on reopening the Arkan portal, even though he is unsure of it. While hearing all this, Kirill receives a text from Anna. Realizing she is abducted, he chases after her, but his 15 kilometers limit forbids him. He falls unconscious on the road. Anton turns out to be functional too. He learns about Anna's disappearance while he is transporting other functionals' dead bodies. Meanwhile, Kirill wakes up in a reality where commies and gulag prevail. He meets the world's customs officer, Vasilisa. She gives him a knife and openly flirts with him. While seeing Vasilisa doing her job, he sees a prisoner resembling Anna and stages a commotion to escape with her. He faces Vasilisa and wins, letting her get dragged by the crowd, but the curator, who turns out to be Kotya, finds him back in his tower. He is too powerful for Kirill, so he easily overcomes him and sets his limit to 15 meters. Refusing to give up saving Anna, Kirill brings her to the beach via a portal, where she breaks off his leash and refutes his limits, but the process badly injures her. He puts her on his bed, then leaves to open a portal to Arkan. He successfully does it and arrives in the utopian world of Arkan. He meets his customs officer counterpart who warmly welcomes him and shows him around. He explains that Arkan is the perfect world where everything was tested beforehand on Kirill's Earth, the rough draft world. In Arkan, peace prevails, and there are no life-changing historical wars. However, Kirill notices people leaving his place. He wants to leave too, but the officer forbids him. He realizes he has been pinned down by people and even droids. They fire at him, but his invincible body can withstand the injuries. He swims to the river, ducking the droid's attacks, and resurfaces from the sewer hole. He fights his way back to the portal so he can come home to his tower. However, Renata already awaits him at the tower, knowing that he hides Anna. He demands she give Anna's location, so the two battle intensely. Kirill knows Renata is no longer human, so she stabs her with his knife. The tower collapses on top of them, burying both of them. Kirill survives the attack, desperately rebuilding doors so he can access portals to find Anna. The curator finds him, but now with no intention of hurting him. He welcomes him and they both leave the place for other adventures. Meanwhile, as firefighters arrive at the collapsed tower, Renata's body twitches a little. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.